I have some massive news to share today. You can finally drag and drop video clips directly on top of your recordings right inside the Vizard editor. Forget about the headache of juggling between multiple apps or wrestling with complicated timelines in 5 different software programs. Now, you just open your session, head straight into the editor, and instantly layer in awesome B-roll footage from our huge royalty-free library or your own uploads. This might seem like a small workflow adjustment, but trust me, it is the secret sauce to making both your long-form and short-form content look incredibly polished. Let's walk through exactly how this works, starting by opening any project in Vizard and clicking right into the editor for your specific recording. On the right-hand side, where you usually manage your images and captions, you will now see a brand new Videos tab. Click that tab, and you are going to get instant footage suggestions because Vizard actually pulls smart ideas based on your transcript. If you were chatting about coffee or a podcast, the system automatically surfaces footage that matches your topic perfectly. Of course, you can always search manually for exactly what you need, or just drag and drop your own personal clips to upload them. I am going to grab a quick 15-second clip to demonstrate, and the moment I drop it into the timeline, it becomes a beautiful overlay. You can move that clip anywhere you want, tiny in the corner, full screen, or even split screen, whatever fits the vibe of your video. When you scrub through the timeline, the overlay appears exactly where you placed it, and then naturally fades back to your original camera feed. Need to tighten that clip up? Simply drag the ends to change the in and out points until it is perfect. If you decide you want even more B-roll, you can just add another overlay right on top. You can even use the overlay audio slider to dial the clip's volume up or down, letting you keep the original voice loud and clear. It is simple, fast, and completely non-destructive, so you never have to worry about making a permanent mistake. Here is a pro tip. Upload your own assets to the Uploads tab, and they will live in your studio for all your future videos. This is perfect for keeping your brand clips, logos, or that one hilarious riff you always love to reuse handy. And yes, you can absolutely stack your overlays, layering video on video, image on video, or text right on top. Vizard is smart enough to respect your existing captions, keeping them visible above any B-roll you add. That is a huge advantage when you are repurposing content for short-form platforms where captions truly drive audience engagement. Vizard makes layering feel completely intuitive, letting you move images and text forward or backward across layers. The video overlays are specifically designed to sit behind your captions, which keeps your message readable at all times. That intelligent behavior prevents those awkward moments where your captions get hidden by your footage. If you are used to clunky tools that force everything into one rigid layer, this feels like a total breath of fresh air. Now, let's talk about why Vizard shines compared to the old-school way of doing overlays in other editors. Sure, other tools might have basic overlay capabilities, but they usually leave you doing all the heavy lifting manually. You would normally have to scan your recording for the best spots and manually guess which parts will actually perform well. With Vizard, the AI helps you find those lift moments automatically, picking the best bits for maximum virality. You get the high-performing highlights selected for you, and then you can enrich them with targeted B-roll and captions in seconds. Instead of spending hours wrestling with the editor, you are spending just minutes putting on the final polish. Let's dive into short-form content creation, where you can use Vizard's auto-editing viral clips to spin up dozens of vertical clips in a few clicks. The AI automatically applies your brand assets and animated captions, saving you a massive amount of time. From there, you can dive in and add overlay footage to make every single short clip really pop. For example, we once had a long interview where we mentioned an idea for a side hustle, and Vizard found that soundbite instantly. It clipped the soundbite, added the captions, and I just threw in some B-roll of a laptop and coffee for visual flair. Boom! Just like that, you have an instant short-form masterpiece that looks like it took hours to produce. And let's talk about scheduling. which is the part most creators unfortunately sleep on. After crafting the perfect clip, you don't have to export everything manually and drag files into a separate scheduler. Vizard's auto schedule handles that whole process for you, queuing and posting based on your preferred cadence. You can use the content calendar to see everything in one place, moving posts around or tweaking captions whenever you need to. It is centralized publishing, so you can focus entirely on making great content rather than chasing uploads. Audio creators, listen up, because these overlays are not just for video podcasts. If you recorded audio only, you can still build beautiful shareable content by switching your project to audio only mode. Choose a square or vertical aspect ratio and start layering images and videos across your timeline to turn audio into a visual experience. I personally turned a long 45-minute podcast episode into a pile of shareable clips in under an hour. Vizard's transcript interface makes finding the best quotes easy, and adding visuals makes people stop scrolling on their feeds. Going back to basics, previewing is completely instant. Once your overlays are in place, hit preview to watch how the clip transitions between your host feed and the overlay. You can reposition, resize, or stretch overlays to fill the frame, and the changes are always non-destructive. When everything looks right, just export up to 4K or publish straight to your social channels. It is optimized for all major platforms, so you never have to guess which settings you should be using. A common question I get is about captions, and I want to reassure you that they always remain on top. Animated captions stay on top of your overlays to keep accessibility and readability intact, which I always lock in. If you are creating for TikTok or Instagram Reels, that detail matters because readable captions drive significantly more views. Vizard pulls chapter titles and suggested captions from your transcript too, which really speeds up the process. Let's do a quick comparison because you should know what else is out there. Other platforms might have overlay features, but their workflows can feel siloed and disjointed. Often you need a separate editing pass, scheduling is handled elsewhere, and the AI suggestions are much more limited. Some tools even charge extra for stock footage or limit your exports unless you pay for an expensive upgrade. Vizard removes those friction points entirely by mixing intelligent clip selection and integrated overlays in one single place. That means faster turnaround, fewer subscriptions to manage, and more consistent content hitting your feeds. Another thing I love is how straightforward thumbnails and branding are. Add a static image or animate a title as an overlay, then lock it in across multiple exports for a consistent series look. Because Vizard keeps your assets in a library, you're essentially building a reusable toolkit for every future video. Here is a practical workflow. Record a long episode, let Vizard auto-scan for the best moments, and pick half to enrich with overlays. Tweak the captions, set the posting cadence with auto-schedule, and just watch your content calendar fill up automatically. I can check performance, reshuffle content, and spend my valuable time on creative ideas instead of logistics. If you are wondering about limitations, overlays sit behind captions by default, ensuring your text is always readable. Video overlays are treated as background layers for clarity, which avoids those annoying moments where captions get buried. That design choice keeps the final output clean, but if you prefer something different, the team always loves hearing feedback. Finally, exporting and sharing is completely painless. Hit export, choose your quality up to 4K, and either download or publish directly to your channels. Send content to YouTube, post vertical clips to TikTok, or push audiograms to Spotify, all without bouncing between apps. Overlays inside your editor are a small feature with an outsized impact on your final video quality. They make long-form content feel cinematic, help short-form stand out, and let podcasters repurpose audio into visual gold. Vizard wraps that up with AI clip selection and auto schedule so you can actually get content out consistently. Try uploading a recording, let the AI generate clips, and add some overlays from the library to see the difference yourself. I promise you will be surprised how much better your content looks and how much time you save every week. If you have questions about specific workflows, drop them in the comments and I will personally answer them. Check out the full walkthrough link pinned above for a deep dive into live streaming, generation, and scheduling. This overlay workflow has been a total game changer for me, and I can't wait to see what you create with it.